Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Hope you all will be doing well. So in the previous lectures you have learned about the growth and development of child. The growth refers to the increase in physical size of the body, and the development it refers to increase in the skills and functions. But in today's lecture we will learn about the growth chart. It is the gadget, or you can say it is the tool. It's not a gadget, it is a tool which is used to measure the physical growth of a child, and they consist of a series of percentile curves, which I will discuss later, that what is a percentile curve. And what they do is that they help in understanding the growth of the children, the growth of a child, that if he is growing according to his age. There are the different physical parameters which are considered while plotting on a growth chart. These are the parameters are height for age, the weight for age, and the body mass index. I will discuss each and everything in detail in the later slide. So growth charts are also known as road to health. Why they are called as road to health? Because they tell us about the track which a child's growth adopt. Okay, the growth charts are used by pediatricians, they are used by healthcare providers. Moreover, they are visual display for the parents as well. They tell the parents that their child is going in an appropriate direction. He is gaining the weight, he is gaining the height according to his age, or if he or she is lagging behind. So it's a visual display, and even a layman person can tell that the child is gaining or is growing appropriately according to his age or not. So it's for the longitudinal follow-up. What a longitudinal follow-up means, that we start from a point, like today we mark a point on a growth chart that the child is having this weight and this height and this point of time, and after 6 months or after some duration, we'll see if the child is gaining the weight and height appropriate for his age. So it's a follow-up on it. It tell us changes over the time. मतलब वही मैंने आपको बताया, ठीक है. If the child is growing well, if the child is static, he is not gaining any weight, he is not gaining any height, or there is a decline in the weight. Height cannot be declined, but there is a decline in the weight of the child, which tell us about many problems, like it can be malnutrition, like it can be any other genetic problems, malabsorption. So there are many things which can be which we can say interpreted from the growth chart. So the physical parameters which we used while plotting on the growth chart, these are the height for age, weight for age. You can also measure the head circumference of the child, and then what we do with these parameters, we compare them with the expected parameters of the children of the same age and same gender, and to determine whether the child is growing appropriately or he is lagging behind. And sometimes, like in case of gigantism, the child height is more as compared to the standard one, or as compared to the expected parameters of the child of the same age and gender. So what we do is that we plot on the growth chart, but how we compare with them? Then we use the reference curves. That this is the reference curve. Then we compare the curve of that particular child with the reference curve to see in which direction the growth of the child is going. Then what other uses of the growth chart? The growth chart can also be used to predict the expected adult height and the weight of the child, because in general the child maintains a fairly constant growth curve. When you will go for your rotations in the pediatric ward, you will find many parents bringing their children in the pediatric OPD especially, and who complain that our child is not growing. Look, he is short for his age, he is not gaining any height. And in that case, what we used to do is that we tell them to come next time. If it's his or her father or mother, we tell them to come next time and to bring the spouse as well. So we measure the mother's height, maternal height, and the paternal height, and then we plot on the growth chart, and then we tell them that look, this is the expected height for your child. If the mother is short stature and the father is short stature, you cannot expect a child to be tall stature. He can attain a particular height, but he cannot exceed from that. So the growth charts are helpful in predicting the expected adult height. So when a child deviates from his or her previously established growth curve, then the physician gets suspicious. Look what happened. then the child is not gaining weight. He was doing well in the beginning. Now what happened that he is not gaining weight or he is not gaining height? What is the reason that his body mass index is not in the reference value? Either the body mass index is high, the child is obese. Either the body mass index is low, the child is not gaining weight. He might be malnourished. He might be suffering from other problems, like he might be suffering from parasitic infestations and like hookworm infestations or like other infestations which lead to the iron deficiency anemia and which are hindering the growth of the child. And then there are other problems of malabsorption like celiac disease and all these problems. So when there is some deviation in the growth curve and deviation from the reference curve in the growth curve, then the physician gets suspicious, like look, there is some problem, and then the investigations begin to find the cause, and it can help a child or in solving this problem, and so that the timely management can be done and the child can gain his growth again. Now, as you know, the boys and girls, they grow at a different pace. So the growth chart for the boys and girls are different because of the disparity in their final adult height, because of the pubertal differences. जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि parents bring their child that he or she is not gaining weight, ठीक है? So you can tell them the boys gain the height or the weight at a different rate as compared to the girls. So the growth charts are different for boys and girls, and to remove this disparity. So what are the parameters which we use to plot on a growth chart? These parameters, these are according to the WHO set standard: height for age, weight for age, and then BMI, body mass index, and weight for height. So in this slide, this is the growth chart for boys, and just keep it in this thing in mind, that the growth chart for 36 months, like for 3 years of age, is different, and 36 months to onward till 20 years the growth chart is different. Now this slide is showing you the growth chart for boys from birth till 36 months of their age. We can see that on the x-axis there is age, what is the 3 months or 6 months or 9 months and 12 months and so on, and on the y-axis there is a weight which the child is gaining, 8, 9, 10, 11 kgs, and the length. So you plot on this growth chart, and you make one point on the age and the other point on the weight or the length, and then you meet the 2 points and then see at which point the child's growth is falling on this growth chart. In the similar way, this is a growth chart for girls, and it's from the age from birth till 36 months of age, and from the 36 months onward the growth chart will be different, and it's the same like birth age on the x-axis and the parameter which is the length and the weight on the y-axis. The how you will plot on it I'll discuss in detail in the next slide. So first you will accurately determine the age on the x-axis. The child is 3 months of age, 6 months of age, and whatever the particular age. And then on the y-axis you will measure the height or the weight of the child using a weighing machine or a measuring tape or the tools particularly used for the measurement of the length of the child. And then you mark this point on the y-axis of the growth chart. And then you join the 2 points by making a vertical and a horizontal line. And then you will see that the points जहाँ पे दोनों points मिल रहे हैं, they are falling behind the reference curve, or they are above the reference curve, or they are in the zone which is we can say as the safe zone जो है उसमें fall कर रहे हैं. In the very beginning of this lecture, I told you that the growth curve uses the percentile thing. Now, what is the percentile? It is important to understand that what is the percentile. The percentile means, if we say like the child falls at the 50th percentile. This percentile means that the 50% of the children worldwide, in that particular region, they are having this height for age or this length for age. और 98th percentile का मतलब है कि 90% of the children are under this weight or this are having this weight or this height for that particular age or gender. So this is the meaning of the percentile. So if the child is like between above 50 percentile and like at 70th or 75th percentile, we consider it that the child is having a good growth, or his growth is according to his age, or his height or weight is according to his age. But if the child is below that, like 50th percentile से below है, तो इसका मतलब है there is something wrong. And if he is below 3rd percentile, so it means that he is severely malnourished. On the other hand, if he is above the 90th percentile, it means the things are not good either. But if his weight falls above 90th percentile, then the body mass index, and we can see that the child might be obese. His weight is more as compared to his fellow children of the same age and gender. This is how you measure the body mass index on using the growth chart. Look, they are marking the height on the x-axis and the weight on the y-axis. The height is also in centile and the weight is also in centile, and then the 2 points where the need. Now then we see किस centile पे ये fall कर रहा है, ठीक है? And this will tell you that the child is in the normal BMI reference values, or within the normal range of the BMI reference values, or for his particular age and gender, or his BMI is more or his BMI is less. Either he is malnourished or is not gaining weight, or he is obese as compared to his fellow children of the same age and gender. So to summarize the uses of the growth chart can be used for the growth monitoring. It is a very good visual tool for the pediatrician, for the healthcare providers to monitor the growth of a child for a particular age or for a particular gender, and to assess with either the child is growing accordingly or appropriately, or he is lagging behind. Then it can be used as a diagnostic tool. As I have already told you that if the child is lagging behind the growth as compared to the standard parameters, when compared with that of the reference curve, so it gives a suspicion to the pediatrician, to the healthcare provider, that something is wrong. And so it helps in identifying the high risk children, and that child might be malnourished, or there may be other problems, like he may be suffering from worm infestation, from parasitic infestation, or he may be suffering from some particular nutrient deficiency, like it may be iron deficiency, like it may be other malnutrition deficiency. So it is a diagnostic tool for assessing that what is wrong with the child, why he is not going according to the set standards. Then the growth chart can be used as a tool for action, like in particular communities, in particular you can say that region, where there is a nutrient deficiency of a particular nutrient, like in some regions there is deficiency of iron, more common as compared to other nutrients. In some areas there is iodine deficiency disorders are more common. So the growth chart, it can help as a tool, can be helpful for the tool for action. So it helps in making the plans and the policies accordingly, and that this particular region, this is a particular deficiency, so the health policies can be made accordingly, like the food fortification can be done, or that of the free supplements can be given to the children, and if they are having some particular deficiency. Then, as I have already told you, that the growth charts are the visual display not only for the pediatrician, not only for the healthcare providers, but also for that of the mothers. So it helps us, it helps the mother in assessing that either the child is growing appropriately or not, and so it encourages them, or encourages the mother, to take more interest regarding the nutrition of the children, and then they become more keen and in the growth of their children, and they are helpful, and this encourages her to participate more actively in that of the growth monitoring. In the same way, the growth chart can be used as a tool for teaching. It can be used as a visual display to the layman, and in the growth chart से physical parameters ही mention नहीं होते, वहाँ पे आपकी age of the child, ठीक है, उसके अलावा जो है हमारे पास इसमें जेंडर ऑफ द चाइल्ड आती है, एट सम पॉइंट्स वहाँ पे वैक्सीनेशन स्टेटस के लिए भी एक कॉलम बना होता है, ठीक है, दिस इज द वैक्सीनेशन स्टेटस, सो इट कैन बी टूल फॉर टीचिंग. So to summarize this lecture, the growth charts, these are the graphical presentation, these are the visual display of the child growth over a period of time. The growth charts are different for both for boys and girls, as they have disparity in their height, as they have the different pubertal growth, and so their growth charts are different from their for both genders. And what we measure on the growth chart is the height for age, weight for age, and body mass index. And these parameters are then compared with the WHO set standards for the growth. And therefore these charts are very important as a diagnostic tool, as an educational tool for the growth monitoring, not only for the healthcare providers but also for the parents. And therefore they are also helpful in the planning and policy making. In particular, if there is a deficiency of a particular nutrient in a particular area. And so this is all for today's lecture about the growth charts. If you have any question, just write it in the comment and I'm here to answer you.